Welcome to the weekly Roundup show for the I-League 2024-25. A lot has been happening in the league. We are coming to the dying stages of the league, where it has really come alive because Interkashi, Churchill, Real Kashmir, all of them have a chance to win the league. But before we get into those discussions, we of course have Alvito Dikuna with us. India played Bangladesh last night and a lot of hype and expectations were there. But right now, India have dropped points. They have drawn 0-0 against Bangladesh. And did we do enough, or what are the takeaways from the match? It is a big blow at the start, the first game of the Asian Cup qualifiers.
The highest ranked team, India, and the lowest ranked team, Bangladesh, in the group. Not a good result at all. A lot of expectations from the Indian team. But then it was very disappointing to watch them play against Bangladesh. I think if you ask me about this match, I feel India were lucky to even get a point. The way they have missed some seaters, of course, India have come close to scoring a couple of occasions. But if you talk about the clear-cut chances, I think it's Bangladesh who has got a bit of upper hand. Quite impressive team because a lot of youngsters. Hamza Chaudhary was quite impressive. Of course, he has to be impressive because he's come from one of the best leagues in the world. So obviously, and he has proved that why he plays in one of the top leagues in England. So overall, but then quite disappointing from the Indian team. But anyways, the other results in the group like Singapore and Hong Kong ended in a goalless draw. So I think that is what could be the only satisfying result for the national team. But they really need to pull up their socks if they want to come out of this group. The next few matches will be really tough for them. But anyways, as an Indian, we all keep our fingers crossed to see the team qualifying for the next round.
I think we have been very, very lucky, especially with the chances that we have gifted. But now let's get into the topic which we were about to start with. That is the I-League. And Churchill brothers, Interkashi, the talks were there. Right now they're level on points and they face each other in the next match week of the I-League this Sunday, the Super Sunday, truly. Real Kashmir do have a chance. We'll also talk about them. But first, that very crucial match.
Of course, I wish that was the last match of the competition because that would have been like a finale in Goa, like everybody would have kept their eyes wide open, of course. But then I still believe there will be a lot of crowd coming and supporting the home team. That's Churchill brothers. There might be also supporters from Lucknow or even from Calcutta, because since the team is based from Lucknow but training for a while in Calcutta, so there might be also some supporters of Interkashi who might travel to Goa, support the team who is traveling there. So yeah, a lot of hype for this match, and it's going to really be an intense match because you see both the teams have been playing well of late. The last match for Churchill, definitely they would have loved to collect those 3 points. In the last minute they conceded the goal. But I think this match is really going to be a very, very important clash. But if you ask my prediction, I think a draw for Interkashi maybe would be a good result because the last match for Churchill in Kashmir would definitely be one of the toughest match for them. But sometimes this is what the teams are known for, especially in the last line, the finishing line is how you finish that race. This is the marathon race which is going on at the moment, and we call it the ones who has the breath, the final breath. They are the ones who have more chance to win the league. And Churchill, they know how to finish it. They have done it in the past. Interkashi, they are new to this league, but still a lot of experienced players in the squad. So I feel they might be the one who might make it to the ISL next season.
Maybe, and 2 times winners, 6 times runners-up in the national competition, 3 times in the I-League itself. That says a lot about what Churchill have done in past, and they would want to relive those glory days. But you said that a draw would be a good result for Interkashi. But at the same time, that opens up the gate for Real Kashmir. Real Kashmir take on tempo. If they manage to win that, they face Churchill, as you rightly said, in the final game. And that means that Real Kashmir can possibly make their way to the ISL and also clinch the trophy.
Yeah, exactly. This is the reason why I predicted Interkashi to win the league, because Interkashi last plays against Rajasthan at home. Real Kashmir plays at home against Churchill brothers. So if Churchill brothers manages a draw against Interkashi and Real Kashmir beats Tempo in Goa, so then there will be a decider in the last match. Real Kashmir will also want to win, but yes, the advantage what Churchill brothers have in them is the goal average. So if they win the last match and in the Interkashi wins still on goal aggregate, I think it's Churchill is going to go through. But my predictions, as I said, if the match ends in a draw in Goa between Churchill and Interkashi, I think Interkashi has more chance to make it to the ISL next season.
Very interesting. But do you think Real Kashmir practically have any chance? And who are the players who can make impact in this Inter-Kashi and Churchill game? There has been few impressive players from both the sides.
Yeah, of course, but if you ask me about Real Kashmir, of course they do have a chance, but then everything depends on the next match when they play against Dempo. If they win that match, the match between Churchill and Inter-Kashi ends in a draw, and then the last match Real Kashmir beats Churchill and Inter-Kashi happens to get a draw against Rajasthan, so they have a chance, because Rajasthan is also not an easy team. They are not somewhere in the bottom of the table, or they are not in the relegation zone where Inter-Kashi may feel that they have an easy task, but definitely in the past we have seen Rajasthan giving a solid performance against the top teams. So definitely it will be tough, and that's the reason why we feel this league in the last 2 rounds is going to be one of the best leagues and the best matches that we are going to watch. And if you talk about some of the players who have made a mark this season, I mean, surely like somebody like Remruata playing as a left back, Gogo as a right back for Churchill. You've got Rinzwala, you've got Edmund Raldindika from Inter-Kashi, Akib and Inam from Real Kashmir. So there are a lot of players who have really played well. So, but then how much are they prepared to get into the ISL? Or whether they need one more year to stay with the teams, get themselves more playing time and then go to the ISL. This is what they need to understand, and the decisions making, I think, are going to be very crucial for these players. They have got a good future. Even this Biekdika from Aizawl FC. There are some very good talented players, but all they need to do is be patient, wait for the right time and go for it.
Can they take the next step is the question right now, but who can be the impact player in this very decisive game between Inter-Kashi and Churchill brothers? We've talked a lot about Johnny Kauko. Hasn't really been as fiery as we would have expected him to be. Babovic has not really scored. It was Vidyasagar who had to rescue them. But the good news is Mario Barco had returned for them. And at the same time, Churchill brothers, their defense looks very, very strong.
Yeah, of course. I think if you talk about every team's individual players, I think it's Kutirez in the Churchill team. He's the one who can make the difference. He's the one who can get the goals for Churchill brothers. He might not be one of the highest goal scorers, but then if he plays, Churchill brothers plays. That's what I see them as. So in the other team, Inter-Kashi, it's Nicola. He's the one who is the creator. He's the one who is distributor, everything. He's one player who really manages well. If we have seen him most of the matches, even in the last match, we saw him starting as a defensive midfielder, and then suddenly he changes his position to this, attacking medio. So he's one player who has all the qualities in him. He's a compact footballer who can play in all the positions, but he's going to be the key for Inter-Kashi. But then, let's not forget, Real Kashmir has got Grizo, the experienced man, who is a goal machine. Of late, he's been scoring a lot of goals. He can be the key factor for Real Kashmir.
Yes, but Real Kashmir absolutely cannot take Dempo lightly, because Marcus Joseph, since returning to the league, he's played 7 matches now, 10 goals and 2 assists, 12 goal contributions, and apart from that, Goan Derby has scored in every game so far, so he can be a threat as well and hamper the chances. We have seen upsets, we have seen Inter-Kashi slip, and the very next match we have seen Churchill brothers slip. A lot happening in the league. Who do you think your bet is on? Elvito, who is your bet on?
So I told you my prediction. It all depends, how the matches are going to go for the next 2 rounds, and especially the matches on the 30th will be very crucial for all the teams, where Inter-Kashi takes on Churchill brothers in Goa, Dempo taking on Real Kashmir. So a lot of hype. I mean, on the 30th, I think all the eyes who love to watch their favorite teams playing, everybody would be waiting for a positive, positive signs from all the players. And what is important is for the players, they need to understand now this is the time we need to finish the touching line. So but then the reason why I talk about Inter-Kashi is they have got some experienced players. They have been the champions before. Narayan Das, they have Arindam Bhattacharya, who have been with the champion team, and Johnny Kauko as well. Last year he was with Mohun Bagan Super Giants. He knows how to finish the league. And of course, the biggest advantage for Inter-Kashi is Antonio Habas, the coach. He himself knows he will get the best out of the players in the last match. But Churchill, yes, of course, they were the favourites, but of late I think they have become more as underdogs, because of the last match they drew against Trinity Deccan. But the only advantage for them is they're playing a home match against Inter-Kashi, and a win for them, they know all they need is just a point in the last game. But having said so, our predictions are in a different way, but this is going to be the best match if you ask me. Dempo versus Real Kashmir, Interkashi versus Churchill Brothers. What a match.
I was trying to get out who your favorite will be. Seems like sometimes Interkashi, sometimes Churchill. We are not being able to decide, but the next match will certainly decide who is going to probably get an upper hand. So keep watching to find out.